breathed out by you. Your spirit wrote through men like a pen in the hand of a God who knew that we would need.
Hello and welcome back. Today is question 4 from the New York City Catechism. And the question is this: how and why did God create us? Isn't that a good question? It's good to ask lots of questions. When you're studying the Bible, sometimes we just don't understand things, but the Bible tells us how and why God created us. Here's the answer. God created us, male and female, in His own image, to know Him, love Him, live with Him, and glorify Him. And it is right that we who were created by God should live to His glory. Now, we'll talk a little bit about what that means. The Bible actually says in Genesis 1:27, very similar words. So many places in the Bible say the same thing. So God created man in His own image. In the image of God, He created him. Male and female, He created them. Now, some of you who know me know that there is something I like to make. I don't have a lot of hobbies, but one thing I really like to do is to roast and grind and brew my own coffee in a French press. And I'm going to show you how I do it, and I'm going to tell you why I do it. So if someone comes and says, "Why do you do that?" Here's the answer. We'll be back in a little bit. All right, here we are in my coffee making laboratory. There are a few things you're going to need if you're going to do this. You need a popcorn popper, just an air popper, and you take the top off of that. You can do it the regular way with the shell that goes on, but the beans just go all over the place. So what I do is I take this, and it's a little warm from the last coffee I roasted. I take this, and it's off of an old lantern, and I put that right on the top. We'll do that in a moment. This is coffee, but it doesn't look like the coffee you've seen. These are green coffee beans, and these are the little fruit that comes off of a coffee plant. And the people who harvest these came from Africa, from Ethiopia. They wash them up really good, and they take the hulls off the outside, and what's left when they're dry are these beans. I take these green coffee beans and I put them right in the popcorn popper, and then I'll set the bag of beans aside, and then we're going to put the lid or the jar on top. Listen to what happens. We're going to use our senses. It's going to be loud. Pretty soon I'm going to pause the video because this takes a little bit of time, but here's some things that we're waiting for, all right? This is so I can make them the way I like them. We're going to use our eyes because the color is going to change to kind of a milk chocolate. I don't want it really, really dark because it kind of gets burnt when you take it too far. I like it sweet and caramely, so we're going to use our eyes. We might even see smoke come out, and pretty soon, if you could smell, you'll smell coffee roasting. There's a distinct smell to that. Some people like it, some people don't. We're also going to listen. Pretty soon we're going to hear something called first crack. It sounds like popping popcorn, and it's a popcorn maker, right? Because these green coffee beans, they're actually seeds, are going to get bigger, and there are good chemical things going on inside, and there's carbon dioxide that's going to be released, and pretty soon the shell will pop, and a lot of holes. You can see perhaps that there are some holes off the coffee coming out. So we're going to pause the video and we're going to wait, and we'll come back when it starts to crack. All right, we're back. Listen carefully. That's called first crack. And if you can see the beans, they're starting to get a nice color of brown, which means as soon as this first crack stops, I'm going to pull the plug and we're going to stop because we don't want them to get too dark. I'm making them the way I like them because they're mine. It's kind of like the way God made us. Listen carefully. It's going to slow down and then we're going to stop before it gets to the Rice Krispie stage. Second crack. I think that's far enough, don't you? All right, we'll take this hot jar off the top, and then we have to cool them. And so I'm going to pour them into a pan, and I'll let you see. There we go. Roasted just the way I like them. So you've seen how I do this, and you've seen why I do this. Let's go back to the park. So did you spot the how and the why I roast coffee? How? Well, I get it just dark enough to have lots of sweet flavor left in it, but not so dark that it tastes like charcoal. Do you know why I do it? Because I like it. It's mine, and I want to make it pleasing to myself. That's the way God made us. The how is He wanted to make us for His own glory. He created us male and female in His own image to know Him, love Him, live with Him, and glorify Him. And it is right that we who were created by God should live to His glory. So you're living out your purpose for which God created you when you're pleased that He made you a man or a woman, a boy or a girl. That was His decision. You're living out your purpose when you want to know Him, love Him, and be with Him. And you're living out your purpose when your goal is to bring Him glory. It pleases our Maker when we do what He made us to do.
From Genesis to Revelation, there's one story of your great salvation.